In Norse mythology, it's a land of legend. A great hall where Viking warriors meet their god. Valhalla, soaked by rain, drenched in sun. A lush landscape carved in the rolling hills of Kentucky, yielding to legends. Valhalla, where mortal men raise iron in hopes of glory. To capture immortality. Valhalla, it is the setting for a silver cup, waiting for a champion. It all starts and ends here. One journey, one champion. One legendary week. The 2024 PGA Championship at Valhalla.
I'm Ken Taylor with WLKY. Major Championship Golf is back at Valhalla Golf Club. This land was once a family farm until Dwight Game and his sons turned it into a major championship golf course. The PGA of America actually owned the course for over 2 decades. Now it's back in local hands. 4 businessmen with local ties, longtime members here at Valhalla, Chess Musselman, Jimmy Kirchdorfer, David Novak, and Junior Bridgman purchased the course in 2022. I sit down with those 4 to discuss their vision for the legacy of Valhalla. All right, gentlemen, we have 4 guys who own a golf course that's about to host a major championship. We have a couple guys from Louisville, Kentucky, St. X grads, Beeville, Texas, Michigan City, Indiana. How does this happen? Jimmy, how did this come about? How did you 4 get together to buy Valhalla Golf Club?
Well, it was, I remember where I was when I got an email from Valhalla saying that the PGA who owned it was interested in selling the property, and just quickly we kind of became concerned to make sure that it was in the right hands. And I thought about these guys, people, we play golf together, we're a foursome of golfers, care a lot about golf and love Valhalla, been here a long time. And I knew these guys would be with me, and so we need to put a group together to make sure it stays in local hands and is owned by people that understand the heritage and what it means to our community.
All right, so Chess, Jimmy calls you up and you start talking about this, kind of, then where does it go from there?
Well, my first comment was, I've been in the golf business before, and I said, I don't know, Jimmy, I don't know if I want to do that. But after he told me what he wanted to do, and it's not just for Valhalla, it's also for the city of Louisville, for everything that we have. I mean, Louisville technically basically only has Churchill Downs, the Center, and Valhalla. So we didn't want it to get into the wrong hands. So Jimmy got the group together, and here we are. And
Junior, are you on board right away, or did you take some convincing?
No, it did not take much convincing, and for the same reasons that we were committed to the community. And Valhalla was something that we felt not only was a big part of the community, but something that could be and should be in the golf world one of the top courses in America. And so that was what they got across, and what we got from Jimmy that really got me excited about what could happen here.
And Mr. Novak, I'm sure you probably had a few ideas too of things you might want to do here.
Well, I had a lot of ideas, but wouldn't be able to execute any of those if Jimmy hadn't really brought us all together and said we need to own this place. And I think one thing that just really needs to be emphasized is just how much we love Valhalla and how much we love Louisville, and how much we could not stand the thought of some out-of-towner coming into this course and not treating it with the kind of dignity that we knew Dwight Game would have wanted to have. We envisioned some out-of-town people coming in here, building houses all around the place, taking away the beauty, taking away the majesty of what we have here. We just didn't want that to happen, Ken. We wanted to take the place and make it an incredible golf experience you could only find in Kentucky.
Now, how long had you all been members at Valhalla? Chess, I'll start with you. Do you know when you joined?
Well, you know, my father was one of the founding members, so my family's been out here forever. I didn't join until about 10 years ago.
Okay. Jim?
I joined about 20 years ago.
I joined when I first came to KFC to be the president of KFC. I think it's 1986, right around then. No, excuse me, 1996.
Okay.
I'm the old one. I've been over 30 years. So
You are the oldest.
I am the old one.
You definitely are.
You all knew or had some relationship with Mr. Game. I mean, everybody knows the story. I mean, this was what, Big Ten farm. They turned their family farm into, and got major championship golf into our community. And then you've all been here to see what bringing a major championship here did for Louisville and how the community supported it. And now you're kind of taking it to another level, right?
Yeah, I think the big thing we saw was an opportunity to bring all of our collective skills together and to do something that hadn't been done before. And we all run businesses, and so the first thing we did is we had a Valhalla brand planning conference, and we got aligned about what's our vision, what's it going to be. And the one thing that we know for sure, there's nothing that come close to Valhalla in Kentucky. And there's no other great golf course located in Kentucky. But if you drove up to the old clubhouse through the old driveway, you'd see a great golf course, but you would see nothing that looked like Kentucky. So what we said, we're going to be a unique golf experience you can only find in Kentucky. And once we did that, the ideas just started to flow. From the clubhouse here to Bluegrass Way, to all the, showcasing our bourbon with our bourbon bar, just idea after idea after idea. We source all our food from Kentucky, which was Chess's idea. Lots of things just started to happen. And once you understand what you stand for, you can come up with a lot of ideas in a hurry that'll really drive it home.
And Jimmy, it's one thing to buy the golf course, which I'm sure was a significant investment, but then, I mean, you guys have put quite a bit of money back into it. There have been a lot of the ideas have come to fruition already. I would imagine most of them.
Junior and I are going to have to go back to work. This guy's killing me.
I'm not too worried about either one.
How did that process happen? Like putting those ideas, making them become a reality in relatively quick fashion, because you did have the date, of May of 2024 with the PGA Championship here to showcase it.
Yeah, it was, at first we described it as we were on defense. Like we wanted to make sure this stayed in local hands. That was really important to us. And so we were kind of like, let's make sure we get it. We didn't really even have time to think about the future until we got it. And then we said, let's get on offense. And like David said, he led us in a retreat where we said, what are the priorities? What do we want this to be? And came up with a really united vision for that. And then we said, okay, the world is going to be looking at this golf course on TV on 170 countries and over 200,000 visitors throughout the week. In May of 2024, we got to get to work. So I'm really proud of what we accomplished in that short of time. We didn't even dream up the clubhouse at that time when we bought it. We were just saying, let's get it. And now it's time to put our heads together. We do each have some different competencies that kind of came together. And the clubhouse, the horse farm, the Kentucky theme throughout, redoing the water features, and in a short time period to get it ready for this championship.
Up next, we take a look at some of the changes that the new owners have made to this historic golf club. Welcome back. The new owners here at Valhalla have spent millions of dollars upgrading both the experience, and they've also made some changes to the course itself, at least some of the features that you'll see, and you'll notice those right away. Some of the stuff, the exposed limestone, did that just happen? I mean, how did that come about where you find that on, because it's pretty dramatic, the difference in 13 and even on 18 itself.
Well, limestone is what makes Kentucky, Kentucky. It's why we have the thoroughbred business, why we have the bourbon business here, and we have it all over the place. And Jimmy said, 13 gives us an incredible opportunity to really showcase the limestone, and really was the architect behind the limestone hole, which is what we call it. We renamed all the holes to give them a Kentucky flair, but the limestone now is shown throughout the course and just beautifies what we already thought was a majestic environment.
You mentioned renaming the holes. It's not just Kentucky themes, but they're also tying in a lot of the Derby.
The first hole's the post, the last hole's photo finish, So we worked hard on that and had a lot of fun.
We went back and forth a lot on the names of each. Yeah, Winning Colors on number 2 with that. A lot of great names. Secretariat is in there, or Big Red.
Big Red, number 10.
What is your favorite change? Chess, I'll start with you. Of all the new stuff out here, from the clubhouse, the horse farm, 13,
I was telling these guys at lunch today, the drive-in, it's called Bluegrass Lane. Bluegrass Lane. So you drive in, it's just totally different from where it's ever been before, and it just makes us put a smile on our face.
Plus, if there's more than 2 people in line, you're not on Shelbyville Road.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
That was a significant
A little
change.
safer entrance as well.
Right, yeah. How about
You go.
Junior?
Well, I'm going to agree, but I'm going to say even before you get to making the turn, because I've got a lot of people that have just driven down Shelbyville Road and see the changes just from that street and say, man, what's going on in Valhalla? It looks great from here, but I would agree with Chess. Once you turn in and once you're coming up that street, I mean, you look to the left, you look to the right, and it's a wow. And even if you've been a member for a long time, it's still a wow when you come in, you see that, and then you see the clubhouse sitting up. It's special, and it kind of still gives me chills every time I turn in there just coming up and thinking that hopefully I have a chance to play a good game of golf. It doesn't happen, but it's still fun.
But it's almost like you hear the angels singing as you make that
you're
turn
right.
and start to make that drive.
For me, Kent, it's basically the change in attitude. Because we are now locally owned. We're here. We love this place. We care about this place. So we want the greens to be fast, firm, and we want the experience to be fun, not one day a week, every day of the week. And we set that standard. But what's been so exciting is that the whole team here got excited about that vision, because nobody wants to go to work to be a part of something mediocre. We are now part of something great. We are going to make this one of the top golf venues in the world, one of the top golf experiences in the world, and we're just getting started. And I think it's that change in attitude that has gotten everybody so excited about what we can be. From our cook, who's making the best food we've ever had in our life,
Fried chicken.
well, we got a little, something had to be inspired by the Colonel, but then, but Kyle Kramer and his team, they're thinking about how you can drive Southern hospitality. Junior said, where are all the wows? How can we build the customer experience so everything has a wow? And that's his experience from what he's learned in the restaurant business. And then Chess is like, he managed the construction project, does all the accounting. He's keeping us out of bankruptcy. The guy's amazing. And then Jimmy, we just try to help Jimmy so he can go play golf everywhere.
That's right. Well, I kind of like you talking about the attitude. Mine is really, obviously we did all these facility improvements, and that's, anybody can do that. That's money and design and all that. But what we've really done that I love is become more of a club. And a lot of people would say Valhalla was a great course, but wasn't as much of a club. And a club is more than just a building and golf holes. It's a group of people, and it could be any type of club. It's a group of people that have a common interest and passion that gather together and interact for social interaction. And we've made a lot of great strides in becoming a great club. So you come out here and you see people that and you see the camaraderie and share that common passion around the game of golf.
Will, the game of golf has meant so much, to all of you, but your families have been very involved, especially in growing junior golf here in the state of Kentucky. Musselman Dunn, the first tee, what you've done with that. Will there be any opportunities for junior golfers to experience this course?
One thing I love that the PGA does is juniors get in free to the championship, and I think that's fantastic. I think it's 15 and under. As long as they're with an adult, can come out and come out here for no charge and see that. So that's fantastic. We've kind of changed our bylaws when we bought it. Before, juniors didn't always have privileges. Kids of members didn't have that, and we changed that to where all kids have full privileges, all spouses have full privileges, more of a family that's here.
It's obvious that these four are passionate about golf, and there's no shortage of big ideas among the four. Up next, how they envision the legacy of Valhalla unfolding in the future. Welcome back to Valhalla. June 1st will mark 2 years since the new ownership group took over the course. And while the 2024 PGA Championship certainly marks a milestone, they also have big plans for the future. Have you guys, I guess at this point, it's been, how long since you bought it? It was around June?
18 months ago.
18 months, okay. So in that 18 months, if you do it again?
I'll jump in there. and forget the money part, forget everything that Chess has had to go through. Construction's never easy, especially when you're on a timeline and all those kind of things. But I always look at, how do you feel when it's all done? And I think the feeling that we all have now that it's done, and with the PGA coming here, is not something that we ever thought would happen, and a feeling that probably none of us even expected that we would feel that way. And I think because of that, I would say, yeah, we'd do it again, and because of what it's going to mean for the community and the state, and even nationally going forward, I would say, yeah.
You know, I got to thank my daughter, Ashley, because, you know, she runs the Lift Life Foundation here in Louisville, and she said, Dad, if you don't get involved with this, as much as you love Valhalla and the ideas that you have, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. And this has been one of the greatest joys in my life. I mean, I've never had more fun working with such talented people, creating something basically from scratch and doing it so quickly. This has just been an amazing experience, and you know, I love working with these guys. They're you know, you learn just being around them.
Yeah, it's we put together a group that is passionate and we're aligned. We've probably all been in partnerships where not everybody's aligned, but we came up with a vision. We all want it to be great and do whatever it takes to make it great, something we're proud of. And I learned something from this guy that was really critical, who's done a lot of marketing and commercials. And he says something to me. He says, you know, I've produced all these commercials for Pepsi, KFC, all these years. And he said, I don't remember what the good ones cost, but I can tell you what the bad ones cost. So he said, if it turns out good, if it turns out really good, we're not going to sit here and sweat the cost as much. So, and we're proud of what we did. So we made sure that just taught us we're going to do it right. That was kind of our mantra through the whole thing. Whatever it takes to make sure we do it right in the end. And Kent, so many people in this community tell me that the best sporting event they've ever been to is the Ryder Cup. And the PGA has brought so much joy to this community by bringing, you know, 2 senior PGA championships. This is our 4th PGA championship, the Ryder Cup. And to go around town, have people tell me, you know, I was there with my dad and I watched this event, and I was there when Tiger beat Bob May, and what it meant to them, for us to invest in this facility to make sure we continue to bring major championship golf back to this community is important for us.
And the fact is, we stand for Kentucky. That's what I really love. That I love the fact that we've really taken a great property and made it really iconic, like Churchill Downs. I mean, I love the fact that people are going to come in here and say, you know, I'm going to remember this golf experience because there's none like it.
Jimmy, what would your dad say if he saw you sitting here with the PGA Championship, come to Valhalla, and you're one of the owners of this golf course? I mean, as much as he was in the golf business with Quail Chase, Hidden Creek, Maywood, all.
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, Kent. You know, lost him about 12 years ago, and he was a passionate golfer. One of the best things he ever did for me was he put a golf club in my hand when I was about 2 years old, and it changed my life. And I don't know these guys without the game of golf. We played golf together as a foursome, and you learn so much about people when you play golf with them. You give me a few rounds of golf with whatever and anybody, and you learn a lot. And I learned these are guys that share the passion about the game, know that they've been touched by the game and want to give back, and love this facility. So, but I thought about how he built things a little differently, building public golf courses, and he might think he was always looking at it from a business hat, and we've had to take that hat off when we come here because
You've done a really good job of that.
Because it's about creating something special, and it's what do you say? A masterpiece is never-ending, never-ending masterpiece that you're always tinkering with. And but I think he'd be really proud to see that because he loved the game so much, and it's given him a lot, and he gave it to me and my brother, and now my son plays, and it's just the game of golf has blessed all 4 of us, and we're happy to give back.
And we've had the blessing of having our partners back us too. You know, our partners are Louisvillians, and they're excited for us to be a part of this. My wife, who just recently passed, she had so much fun bringing people out here, showing what was happening and in progress. And she wanted to make sure we have hanging baskets out front. So we got to get those.
We're going to get the hanging
as much
baskets
money as
Wendy.
you spend, get those
Right.
hanging baskets
Wendy's
up there.
hanging baskets will be out on the back porch. It's a Kentucky thing, and that was.
But her spirit's always going to be here for me.
What's next for this? I mean, you make all the changes. The PGA is here now. David teased it a little bit the other day that there might be something down the road. You all feel comfortable that major championship golf will return?
I'm so proud of how this community has stepped up, Kent. I mean, we broke records for, it's the largest build out for a PGA, I think 700,000 feet under tent, and sales for ticket sales and corporate hospitality sales. Volunteers filled up quicker than any other PGA. So I think that people realize this community loves major championship golf. So, and what we've done to the course and the facility, I'm very confident we'll have some great announcements coming soon.
Thanks for joining us for a unique look at the legacy of Valhalla. For WOKY, I'm Kent Taylor.